I have lived my entire life in the deep, dark forest at the foot of the English language mountain.
Because I thought I was nobody.
So when Aaron
I was
says,
very ashamed to admit that I was illiterate to start with. I was one of a kind, I really thought.
I didn't expect that one little piece of artwork that I did just out of the blue in art class one day that could lead me to this whole experience, and it's just sort of, it's great.
This whole idea of working together is part of what we try to do at Edmonton Christian School. We believe it's important that youth and children not only learn with their heads, but also with their hearts and with their hands. And this is one way, as artists, we think we can share with our hands. The work that students have done often beautify the school walls, but we think it can go farther.
when we got the call, we started thinking, well, we could put the art on the wall, and then our folks, the adults that come here for learning, we could do writing about it, right? Oh, and if we write about it, then maybe we could make a book, and we could put their art and our stories in it. And then we thought, well, maybe the kids could also teach us to do art. Cool, we'll go to their school and they can do art with us. And maybe they could come to us and we could teach them to do creative writing. These guys could teach you how to write.
So mine is a mother and child, it's called Tranquility. And I was inspired by a picture in a magazine I found of like a Middle Eastern woman and with her child. But then as I was doing it, I realized it kind of looked like Mary and Jesus. So I changed it into that, and I added the lines to show that they're holy, and yeah.
Mrs. Martin, she had lots of books on animals, and we could look at them and decide which animal we wanted to do. And she showed us some of Norval Morrisseau's paintings, and the fish one, I thought it looked really cool.
This one's my favorite because it shows that from what I get from it, it's the inside that counts it rather than the outside. That's what I get. So.
And the clown stuck out on me because I'm a child at heart. I love kids dearly. And I wish I knew how to draw one like that.
I just love castles and whatever. And I feel that I'm right in there with them, with the artist. And it was a beautiful picture. That would really inspire me to help me write, because I have to be inspired to write.
I'm thankful for his care. I'm thankful for all his good gifts, for all I have to share. I'm thankful for his great green world, for all he's made so cool. But most of all, I'm thankful for another day of school.
Hi, my name is Phil Beekhouse. I was born with a brain tumor. It was in my memory bank. I couldn't remember hardly anything. It was hard to learn. I was teased a lot. At 40, I had the tumor surgically removed. I had to learn everything all over again, so I came to the Learning Center and they've helped me with my reading and writing and math and everyday skills. I love art and the color of art.
But wait, will you tell us how long you've been at the center and some of the things you've learned since there? I see you have.
Yeah, I'm back again.
How long have you been at the center, Dwight?
I've been at the center since last September.
I've learned a lot more in the last year than I have learned in my school years. When I was your age, I used to have to work out in the fields picking rocks, roots, and farming. When I was your guys' age, or 5 years old even. I didn't do that. I used to get beaten up with my stepmother, so that's my story. Thank you.
I finally left school at 14 because I got pregnant. Back then, you had to leave school. It wasn't allowed. By the time I was 28, I had 7 children. I got tutors for my children. I could only have my children in the beginning of their grades. I wanted my kids to have a good education because that was so important.
The Learning Center is for young and old who did not make it in school. There are many reasons for kids to drop out of school, one being bullying. The picture named Upset, which one of you painted that picture, is one that I can relate to, as I have lived it.
I did the artwork, Fish with Spirit Lines. Now, who did that one? Fish of hard times with battle scars and wounds carries its heaviness around. As its shadow surrounds its inners, colors of sophistication show through. A map of its spirit runs through a collection of its past, swims into the future of the unknown, keeping it together. It survives another day.
Raise your friends' hands.
My name is Rebecca, and I did the penguin picture.
Oh, and there's the, she loves it, yeah.
My name's Kendall, and I did the picture.
My name is Emily, and I did the picture of the landscape.
My name is Erica, and I did the picture of the horse in the mountains.
My name is Liam, and I did the haunting picture.
My name's Katrina, and I did the ladybug picture.
My name's Anna, and I did the bug picture.
It's kind of what we call a reciprocal learning, okay? So we started by going over there, then they started writing, they've come here, and it's this back and forth, so we're giving to each other, and that is an awesome thing. So I think our hearts have been opened today really a lot, just by realizing how we are in this together. Debbie, to you.
Thanks. Mostly, I think you kids can teach us, our inner children, on art. And I'm hoping we can help you with your creative sides in writing. So let's do this.
We're very thankful to have the students from this school and the students from the Learning Center present today. And today we are going to work cooperatively and learn to do some art.
Some of you might be a little nervous about that. The young children are as well. So your nerves are shared by everyone in the room. Don't worry about that. My job as your teacher is to kind of carry you through and kind of do some things step by step and then kind of let you go. So that's the plan.
And what does an artist try to capture in a portrait? Details, okay? The details of that person's face. And whether their hair is turning gray or whether it's still young, whether the skin is smooth or whether you've got crow's feet right here. All right, those are all the wonderful things that an artist would try to capture.
just big eyebrows. Some of you might have a unibrow. And some of you might have just very light eyebrows, okay?
Okay, let's wash our brushes and let's try to make green. Isn't it just amazing? It's a miracle. Yeah. We need more blue, okay? Just a moment.
I think you should do the skin, then hair, then background. I do have some.
How's that? And
I
notice,
have some brown.
learn from others, okay? Have a look and see what's worked for somebody else. It might work.
Can I just hold yours up for a minute?
Yeah. Okay, have a look over here, class. This is Pat's, and she's done a beautiful job of the skin color. She's just got a little hint of the shadow by the nose here, and a little hint of the shadow right here. She's done a beautiful job.
Center.
This is Eve.
Those nice little mix all the colors together.
Yeah? Yeah. I never was one for painting. I like the colors.
November the 30th, when we get together again, we are going to write about these pictures, write about our partners. We have some questions that we can ask each other, and kind of as an additional thing to writing about art, which is what started this whole project.
Good job, you guys are smile. Okay, Loretta's still gonna hold hers up. Yeah. We'll get a few of them. Billy.
We've been having some fun making painted portraits of each other. Now we're going to look at making word portraits of each other. What you're going to do is interview each other, and there's some questions on here that you can use. The most important thing, though, is to let the interview be a conversation and think of ways to describe them physically, too. If they're big, well, big's kind of not a very juicy word. You guys in the school, put up your hand if you use juicy words in class. Yeah, I know my daughter's in grade 2. She uses juicy words, and I didn't know what that meant, but as a writer, it turns out we use them all the time. So if you say somebody's big, what's another word for big? Large. Humongous, tall, what else? Abundant, there's a good word.
So you said that what you saw changed your way of thinking?
You have to be still.
It's not nice
Musical instruments. I think I would have to be an electric guitar.
It's a good choice.
Let's try it. Just what's the first word that comes to your mind?
Pounding.
Pounding. What's the first word that comes to your mind?
Music.
Music. Okay.
For drums again?
No, music. Now we're on to music.
Melody.
Melody. Homework. Oh, good. You took a twist. Okay, homework.
Boring.
Boring. Okay, boring.
Life.
Oh!
Why do you like writing better?
I don't know. It's just a way for me to open up my imagination.
How about you, Pat? Do you enjoy the drawing or the writing?
Well, I like writing because it's an art too. You paint pictures of someone's life with words.
Supportive, energetic, thoughtful, and helpful. Seth in a nutshell. Lovely. Good job, Loretta.
She would be an animal, she would be a bug, because there can almost go anywhere. And she got to go, and she's got to be careful the birds and other stuff that eats her.
If she could do anything tomorrow, she would turn the snow into ice cream. If she were an animal, she would be a turtle because they live to be 100 years old. Rebecca loves to read books and to do puzzles. We have the same interest.
Teresa likes monkeys. Teresa likes purple. Teresa likes ham and pineapple pizza.
Brian likes to scuba dive. He likes Eddie Vedder. I don't know why. His favorite color is Air Force blue, and he wants to be a moose. Rutabaga is hard to spell, which rhymes with fell, which is like fall, which happens to be Brian's favorite season. He wants to be a trumpet, for which he must have a reason. He's a jolly good fellow, and when he says something funny, laughter will follow. Brian is my friend.
Living on a farm, safe and warm, boisterous moos of cows, and her pinto horse she rides, of course. This is my partner, you see, with more laughs and smiles than me.
Debbie loves to go and learn at the Learning Center because she feels that she can relearn and have fun. Debbie's favorite food is chicken wings because she thinks they are scrumptious.
If you ever paid attention to the way Pat talks, he sounds like someone who has a kind heart. Pat and I have different interests and are quite opposite, but one thing we do have in common is that we are both friends.
Myself and my new friend.
Drums,
Pounding.
music,
Melody.
songs,
Notes.
homework,
Boring.
life,
Living.
me,
Fun.
life,
Alive.
man,
Friends.
Nice job, guys.
How many were a little bit nervous about doing the art, drawing each other? Let's look at the hands. Almost everybody. How many were a little bit nervous about writing? That was the worst. That was the worst? Okay. Okay, okay. Is anybody nervous about today, about making sculptures? Yeah. And we already talked a little bit about some of the things people feel when you struggle with reading as an adult. What's some of the things that people said already? How does it? Pardon? Scared. Embarrassed. Discouraged. Okay. Right?
Feels horrible when your kids can read better than you.
Feels horrible when your kids can read better than you, or kids, your nieces and nephews. Right? Kevin's experience was he was thinking, how am I going to survive this day? Right? You're not thinking, how am I going to learn this word? It's how am I going to survive this day? Okay, and bullying has a horrible effect on learning.
Pose how you feel about reading. So, if it has been quite a journey for you, you might have, your arms kind of, maybe you're like this, because you feel the weight of literacy. If you are feeling good, it might be that you're holding that book up high because you can read it now. Anybody need a book?
And in the hand. Like now, is it more comfortable?
He's used to my grip.
And you know each other.
And we could joke with each other, yeah.
And what is your sculpture about?
Person reading, I guess you can say. Falling over.
Who is that person?
It's supposed to be me.
This is me in mathematics. I just had it. Don't know where to go from here except back to the Learning Center.
This is about man that's been lost and he just discovered the future and is going to take the first step into the future.
What do you think of this project? What's your feeling about this project?
I think we do connect with young and old and in between.
You get to know people in a different way, and when you work with someone, like when you make something or you draw the person, you have to know that person.
Each of them are just beautiful in themselves, and together they make this wonderful collage of what we've done and what we've learned.
How does that relate to literacy? He's talking about circles, and he's talking about different levels.
Togetherness.
Togetherness, okay.
Is this a mountain? Is this a ladder? Is it a hill? Is it a valley? What is this? Stairs, okay. Liam, what would you like to say?
I think it would be more of a mountain. Because with stairs, there is one bottom, one place where everyone starts. But people might start from different places, or they might take a different path up. But it all goes to the same place.
When you go home, bundle up. It's -20 out there.